Modern Manners is throwing a party! Whoa! It is super important to be a good host. I'm talking Super Bowl parties, housewarming parties, TV nights, game nights, and girls' nights in. This is your Modern Manners guide on how to be a great host. In the very distant past, people used to send handwritten invitations via postal service. Today, we send a text, or maybe a paperless post if you fancy. Either way, if you want a crowd, give people time. Small parties are easy. Text the few you want to invite. Game night this Friday, my place, 9 o'clock. And you'll know within minutes what your guest list is. Get enough cheese and crackers for 8 people and sit back because you're done. Bigger parties need a bit more work. Choose the venue that you want to have your party at and call the venue beforehand to make sure it's cool if you roll deep. If they need a list, say you'll supply it day before or morning of to make up for last-minute ads or cancels. As a general rule, about 40% of the people you invite will actually show up for a big event. If you're hosting at home and nervous about not having enough snacks, don't serve only fresh-cooked stuff, you master chef. Have some no-cook backups, Cheetos, pretzels, Trader Joe's gluten-free chocolate chip cookies because they bomb. As far as party cleanup, if you went to a venue, cleanup's on them, sorry suckers. But if the party was at your place, you've got a bit of a sad, slow Saturday morning ahead of you. But clean up fast rather than letting it sit. Bugs, think of the bugs. And also, think of the next party! You gotta clean up so you can get back to hosting again. Help yourself by having recycling and trash areas for your guests during the party. Hopefully, they'll help you by actually using them. Then next morning, disinfect the damage away. What about super classy affairs, like if you're planning a graduation party or, whoa, how about an engagement party? Or a wedding? Do send a save the date at least 4 months in advance, even 6 to 9 months in advance if possible. Do send an invite at least 2 months in advance, 4 if there's extensive travel required so folks can book flights. Do remind your guests to RSVP, and do send thank yous for any gifts you receive. What kind of thank yous, you ask? Well, we'll cover that in an upcoming episode. Thanks for sending your questions about hosting to #SmartManners. Here's one. How do I handle food allergies or dietary restrictions? First of all, don't be afraid to ask your guests what their allergies are. You should always have a meat option and a non-meat option to accommodate for the most common differences in eating. If your guest has a food allergy that is difficult for you to accommodate, don't be afraid to ask them to bring something of their own, but make sure to let your other guests know that that meal is reserved for that particular guest. Watch more, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, and send us your questions via #SmartManners.